This is the level 101 target for as low damage as I can reasonably get it. Hey everyone, Derpy here, and welcome back to another Battle Pirates video. For this target, it does matter where you enter from. The thing that I have found to be best in the two previous times I've attempted this target before this video is straight north. That will allow you to kill a few important ships first. I have also gone ahead and put on a Sea Serpent's crew because based on the torpedo damage from ships that are in clouds, it tends to be the hardest thing. Before we get started, I want to point out this blue ship in the middle right here. It shoots a massive yellow mortar, which will stun your ships if you stop. You should never actually get stunned by this thing if you stay moving, but it will hurt. We also do have the fog cutter ships in here again, so just be wary of that one, as well as the regular ships, which have torpedoes, rockets, and other things like that, which are in clouds and you can do a lot of good work on. Immediately when this target starts, I'm going to be moving to the right, and the timer is at 15 minutes. We'll try and come back to that at the end. I'm going to go ahead and take out these two ships right here, which are just chilling up at the top of the screen here. Again, they do have torpedoes, not rockets. It doesn't really matter what you do against this one. Just make sure you don't get too close to the rocket ships there. Once those are dead, I'm going to duck into the cloud right here and sit in this thing for a long time. Try and kill any ships that look like they're coming towards me or near the cloud first. If something gets in the cloud with you, it 100% can and will see you. Just keep that in mind. Try and shoot at this little one first, for example, because he's going to be in the cloud if I wait long enough. Looks like I waited slightly too long. They got a few shots off, not a big deal. Not every single run you're going to have is going to be perfect. And hey, I'm the same way. But this does allow you to kill a few clusters here for very low damage. Once that's done, I'm going to head immediately for this blue ship, very close to it, so I get in the cloud with it. His stun did hit me, which is annoying because, I can't shoot back, I can't shoot anything else, so I made a little bit of a mistake there, but hey, that happens. Avoided the second one by outrunning it, and I'm going to run back into the cloud. That was a little bit of a risky maneuver, maybe too much damage came from that one, but it does allow me to get that thing killed very, very early. I'm not going to engage this squadron behind me here, but I'm instead going to go to the top right of the target against this ship with the fog cutter missile because it's not going to do any damage to me up here, and I'm going to want to kill these three when I'm inside that cloud a little bit later. I could not at that exact moment because the second fog cutter ship, the one in the center of the target, is going to do damage to me if I were to have stayed in that cloud at that particular point right there. One thing I find very annoying in these targets are Cloud 1, 2, and 3. These pairs of ships that are just in the cloud, there's nothing you can really do against these things other than just run into the cloud with them. You can't really pull them out too easily at all. This one looks like he's coming out, but he just stops. You have to run in there and sit in there with them. And this is why evade is important, because you have basically guaranteed massive torpedo damage from those particular things. We do have a squadron here patrolling towards me, so I'm going to go ahead and wait for those things to get over towards me. The built-in weapons on this thing, like I said in my 100 video, are pretty crap. The best way to have them work is as shown, where the ship is at the far end moving towards you, so it's going to hit the whole area. Even then, they're still very, very bad, and I've told Kixeye this since the VXP targets, but I digress. Let's go ahead and hit the center of the target for the fog cutter ship. Stay in the cloud for the rest of the ship so they don't come find you. But at this point, once you're inside here and you're not in the fire fields, you should be fantastic. You're way out of the way, and that's it. Again, this center squadron you can kill. It's just going to patrol and move right past you. That's easy. It's not even going to threaten to go into the clouds, which is nice, so there's no worries there. Looking like damage is going to be roughly half an hour for this thing based off what I have so far. You can try and use a little bit of splash against these guys in the clouds right here, although it really has not been very effective, and this is maybe too aggressive of a move that will result in extra damage, although I do have high enough DPS that I don't quite worry about that one. I do only have 4 ships in this target, so keep that in mind when you're comparing your damage results. My flagship is at U2, and my other ships are at U3, none at X1 at this point in the raid. Once I can get 10 more tokens, maybe I can get a ship or 2 up to X1. In any case, let's go ahead and kill the 2 ships in the cloud right there. Again, very annoying, can't do anything to prevent that. They're in the cloud, they're not really going to be lured out. We've been in this target about 3.5 minutes, aiming for under 4 total, which does make it pretty quick. You can spend way more time trying to kite some of these things if you really want to, although you're not going to really get that good results because the target is still, in my opinion, too damaging at the start of the raid. If there was one build change I would make, it would be adding on a few more Cormorant torpedoes to the fleet because I don't quite counter or shoot at every single torpedo in the target. Let's go ahead and look at the damage, the battle report, and the build. As you can see, more is concussive than explosive. So concussive is from the torpedoes, explosive is from a few other random things there. Did get stunned once, which is unfortunate, for 32 minutes damage, which I guess is 1 coin repair if I do it in base. I'm not 100% happy with that one, but it could have been a lot better, could have been a lot worse. Try and use these tips of trying to stay moving away from the ships at max speed, the pattern of entering in the north and hiding in the clouds to your advantage here, see what works best for you. There may be a slightly better pass I figure out a little bit later. If I figure out one way better, I'll post an update video on this. With that said, I want to go ahead and say thank you to those whose folks appear on screen now. And as always, until next time, I want to say thank you, and this is Derpy signing out, helping you be a better pirate. And actually, I forgot to show you the build, so I'm going to do that now, if I have not already. So thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. Alright, for real, Derpy, signing out, helping you be a better pirate.